offered on any watch featuring an automatic movement and a genuine meteorite dial. And ladies, guess what? You get to play. We have the 38mm Grand Diver. It's a real Grand Diver. It's a classic Grand Diver, 300 meters water resistant, okay? And it has everything that the guys does. At $319.99, this is the lowest price. In the men's, how many do we have left, Christine? I hate to even ask. We'll have to get an update here. I know that in the 47mm for the men, 2 dozen.
Oh, okay.
2 dozen in the 47mm. So I'm going to pass that off to Justin right away. How are we doing in the ladies' version? Because this is, we have fewer than 90 now remaining in the lead. Gentlemen, seriously, you need to do this for her. Valentine's Day, 6 weeks away. If you're going on the cruise, Justin and I both talked about this being the ultimate cruise watch.
Oh, for sure, hands down, yeah.
And it looks good with her denim, looks good with her blue eyes. And why not sell it? And if you have kids, how cool is it to wear meteorite on your wrist? Can you imagine the meteorite stories you're going to have to tell?
No, I mean, this is the way you do it right here, guys. Lowest price you're going to find on meteorite, the mechanical automatic to date. And you know what you're looking at? It's not just a texture dial, right? I mean, typically out of retail, that's what you would find at this price point. This is a space rock. I mean, this is a material that's 4.5 billion years old, and you are wearing this on your wrist. And this is what Kendi was talking about, full variation of the Grand Diver. You have those logos. Collectors out there, I get it. You won't call it a Grand Diver unless you have these details. The other details are there too. You have Grand Diver machined into the side of the case. The Grand Diver helmet logo is actually machined into the crown of the build. And you're going to have more than one crystal here because you have that exhibition case back, which is also an upgrade. You have that precision mechanical automatic movement on the inside. Here's how this works. No batteries required. You power this watch. So we were showing you a mechanical movement in the Phoenix watch and the Dragon watch, right? But this is a mechanical automatic. So you have the addition of the rotor, which is custom done for us at Invicta in the yellow. So as you're wearing the watch and you're just moving your wrist around, it's spinning that rotor, which is automatically, that's how it gets its name, winding up the mainspring. And then it's the regulated release of all of that stored energy, which is happening right here, that drives all the mechanics of the watch. So highly complex movement on the inside. Space rock here as well, which each one is going to be unique with that pattern called that Widman-Staton pattern that's been done on that dial, actually created after millions of years of a slow cooling process. This is hands down going to be one of the watches of all 2018 to get home. It's one of the steals of 2018 for sure.
And you know, it's just one of the watches that everybody loves to wear every day.
Yeah.
It's a classic. It's a very casual watch. It's a very sporty watch. You can do just about anything in it that you want to do. Ladies, I don't know when we will next have a smaller version of a meteorite dial. We've only done it, I believe, a half dozen times in the history of Invicta being partners with Evine. I have one of them from like 17 years ago with the black diamonds. That one was never done again. We had a JT version with diamonds 2 combos ago. I'm trying to think.
They're very rare. That's why it's hard to think of.
Yeah.
And you know, typically when you get into a women's watch with meteorites, it's a way more expensive than this because, you know, when you produce small, like limited productions, it's always going to be more expensive to build those numbers. And here today too, like, you know, there's not that many of these built. This is a limited production piece. Who knows when or if they'll ever come back? And at some point they can't, because keep in mind the material itself is a finite material. There's only so much of the material to go around. And we talked about this last hour briefly, and people might be saying, well, you know, meteorites hit Earth all the time. That's true. We're constantly being bombarded by meteorites. In fact, I don't even remember. I used to know the stat, like how many tons is like added to the Earth every year. But we're talking about a meteorite of size. To actually be able to send it to a dial factory, slice it up. I mean, you can Google, you know, chunks of meteorite and see what the prices are for even some smaller rocks. They're very, very expensive. And now, though, today, for this very small, you know, payment on value pay, to be able to get meteorite home, I think is very special. And that's why we've literally seen these just disappear over the last, you know, couple of hours here.
Now, in about 22 minutes, are we going back to Brookstone? Is that what we're doing? So who's hosting that show? Fatima. Fatima has Brookstone coming up next. Really awesome products. And then the hour after that is Heather. And she is launching a Zircon show, a Zircon Today's Top Value with Paul DC. All right, we are in the midst of a huge gem week. We just kicked it off today. And all of the gems that I'm wearing are coming up tomorrow night. And I've got like once onlys that are just ridiculous. So this is the today's top value coming up with Heather and Paul DC. Here is my once only ring coming up with Paul DC Gem Insider at 7 p.m. And then the Persian turquoise at 8 p.m. at a once only price. And then Miss Victoria Wick is going to be joining me for a 2-hour show at 9 p.m. Eastern. If my voice will last 4 hours, which I'm beginning to think right now. Everyone is sick. I'm sick again. Melissa's sick.
I've
Wendy's
been trying
sick.
to avoid it, but I mean,
I'm trying not to touch
it's
you.
inevitable. Well, you touch every watch and then hand it to me, so if that, I just got to keep my fingers away from my face.
Keep your fingers away from your face.
I hope I didn't. I probably touched my face a couple times
Hopefully
during
you
the show.
didn't.
So.
I don't know. We should have some Clorox
Elderberry,
wipes out
here I come.
I've been doing a lot of it. It's